well. Oh, what happened there? Yellow is gone. Tries to eye up Momo. Thought about diving to the inside there. Headed as the mid-pack is, as here comes Snowstorm. Look at this. Momo right on the tail of Yellow Line. Good bunch of Marble diving into that first turn. Down the front stretch they go, drafting between the three of them. Shrouded in mist, and up until recently, shrouded in secrecy. But the Hazers welcome Marbula One to Misty Mountain, where they pull back the curtain on this sled-shaped racetrack. The road to get here, though, not so much. That was covered in fog. Several marbles got lost, and I still don't entirely know where we are. But it's Marbula One, it's qualifying day, and I am thrilled that you are here with us. Ready to get Q1 underway in this three-stage qualifying. Hop leads for the dead last Jungle Jumpers. However, have qualified in the last two races back at the Mo Motorway and Pallet Park. They both finished in 14th, though, so they need to get things going. Lemon Lime is close behind, a marble that qualified in 5th back at the Mo Motorway, but has had two straight 15th place finishes. Lemon Lime goes to P1 for now. The top 9 will advance out of Q1. 9th through 16th will be set for the race tomorrow, and if you are below 16th, you will not qualify at all. C comes up now, along with Minty Drizzle. Minty Drizzle, 13th place, 12th place before that after a top 10, but otherwise it's been difficult going for the Minty Maniacs. They move into 2nd place here. C, in the meantime, for Oceanics, goes back into 4th. Razzie comes up now, 15th. Back at the Race Forest, and let Ruzzy have a couple of goes in between there, a DNQ and a qualifying of 16th. So the Raspberry Racers have slipped themselves back to 16th in the overall standings. Prim is trying to reverse the trend also for Team Primary. Did not qualify in Prim's last race back at the Mo Motorway. Razzie comes across in 4th. Prim dead last so far. 21-4-1 is the time to beat. Talk about difficulty. Snowstorm has personified it. Teammate Snowy is trying to reverse it. Snowstorm DNQ back at Pallet Park, in fact, has in 3 races thus far this season. And Yellow, or the Mellow Yellow, is gaining. This should be a good time, actually, for both of them. And Yellow goes P1, 20.8. For the marble that qualified on pole back at the Mo Motorway, finished in 3rd, and then the very next week, the teammate Yellup qualified on pole as well at Pallet Park. Things trending well for Mellow Yellow, despite them sitting down in 13th in the overall standings. Bumble comes up now, along with Cerulean, and these two are getting fairly close. You wonder if the mist is creating some difficulty in seeing each other, but certainly not in overall times. Bumble goes first. Qualifying gaps are pretty close together, as Clementon is going to threaten to pass Starry on track. Down the backstretch they go, both taking the speed boost. This is becoming more of a race between them than a qualifying, and it's benefiting neither. Time is being lost. They are going to notch into the top 5, but I wonder what they could have done if they were clear of each other. Clutter up now. 2nd place finisher back at the Mo Motorway, and Wispy, who has a lot to live up to after Waspy. Teammate qualified last, was in last for a while in the race back at Pallet Park, but managed to come from behind and win the Grand Prix. And a decent qualifying there. 4th place for Wispy. As Rapidly and Hazy are up now. Rapidly has had some trouble over the course of this season. 16th finish, did not qualify, and another 16th finish, but is looking racy here. Either that or Hazy struggling terribly. 2 seconds down on the 2nd split, but that disrupted Rapidly's lap as well. Lost 0.4 of a second, still comes in the top 6. Speedy has been racing often for that team. In fact, I believe we'll only have one more Grand Prix that Speedy can possibly compete in So rapidly going to have to pull some double duty. You start to see those numbers over there on the red. That is the bottom 4 who will not qualify as things stand. Mimo comes across in second place, a great run for Team Momo, and Mallard as well in the top 5, but that bumps Prim and C effectively out of qualifying as our final 2 are up now. Hazy and Razzie are on the bubble, hoping that they have a worse qualifying, Yellow Eye and Shock. And so far, 7/10 down for Shock, just 3/10 down for Yellow Eye through the first sector. Razzie and Hazy make it out of the DNQ zone. It's going to be close. Who will advance? Oh, terrible qualifying for Shock. And Hazy makes it out, just barely. Razzie stays down there. Yellow Eye just scrapes by as things are trending downward for Crazy Cat's Eyes. Here we go for Q2, as we're barely making sense of what happened in Q1. No time to rest for these marbles, and Bumble is fine with that, navigating out in the lead for a 2-lap shootout across this Misty Mountain circuit. A big gap back to Clutter, then Wispy, Cerulean, Mimo, Yellow, Mallard, and Rapidly. Bottom 4 do not move on, so the battle to watch is Mimo and Cerulean, who are fairly close together. Out they come, and the lap is growing the lead for Bumble. But who is going to transfer? Actually, there's a pretty good space in between 4th back to 5th. I'm not sure anybody's going to advance from that back 4 group. They have 1 sector to do it, and pending this final couple of turns, it's not going to happen. So for now, it's all up to qualifying order. As they comes across, Mimo, Rapidly, Yellow, and Mallard will make out 5th through 8th for the Grand Prix tomorrow. And just like that, no rest for the weary. Back for the shootout for pole in Q3. Off they go, Bumble. Can we see an equally dominant performance through the first sector? It's not looking like it thus far. Clutter and Cerulean are locked together 1 length apart. Not everybody taking the speed booth. Oh, but that sharp turn really threw the marbles all sorts of directions, and Bumble lost the lead. How briefly, though. 1 lap complete, 1 to go. They're going to be a length apart coming up the belt. Then Cerulean and Wispy, who had some difficulty getting onto that conveyor as well. Clutter exits cleanly. Bumble trying to build up that speed and close back in. Down the backstretch for the final time. Into that hard left-hander. They snake their way through as Cerulean tries to make contact with the top 2. Then it's a big gap back to Wispy. Clutter will not be denied and will capture pole position. For the first time this season, Clutter is on pole, continuing that trend after a 2nd place finish back at Mo Motorway. Another top 5 for teammate Tumult the week later. Everybody made it through the mist. But who will make it through the Grand Prix tomorrow? You'll have to tune in, subscribe, and see. Thanks for watching, everyone.